most tragic of circumstances which any parent, prospective or otherwise, could have had to have dealt with. There was the arrival of what would have been your baby daughter, the delivery of, sadly, a stillborn.
Yeah.
Who supported you after you had got home? Because you were about to take part in this event to raise funds for Daddies with Angels, which has its Northamptonshire connection. Who supported you and over what period?
Right, so initially I actually had no support whatsoever. I didn't know who to speak to. I didn't even know how to start up a conversation with anybody about it. I mean, to me, we were very kind of became very reclusive. Kind of stayed at home because we didn't really want to kind of be put into an awkward situation with friends or people that didn't really know what we were going through.
So your outlet for communication was, in that case, through social media, through Facebook, which is how Daddies with Angels operates.
Exactly, yeah. So ultimately, it was actually my wife that came across the groups, and she's actually part of the mum and dad's group for Daddies with Angels. And it's through my wife that I actually found sort of the site and actually managed to sort of join sort of the Dads Only group. And that has been a real kind of godsend, just to kind of know that you're not alone out there. There are others that have been there, and to kind of hear about their experiences through sort of various different reasons why and what kind of different other support mechanisms are available.
And of course you can do that in complete confidence because the Facebook pages for Daddies with Angels and Parents with Angels, it's closed. You can only be admitted into the Facebook page, so it is safe, it is confidential, it allows you to say whatever you need to say to like-minded people who sadly have gone through the same experience.
Yeah, exactly, and also with there being kind of a dad-only page, essentially it allows us kind of fathers to kind of sometimes get things off our chest that we can't necessarily talk about sort of to our partners for fear of potentially causing arguments or...
How important do you feel it is to be able to have that mechanism by which you can open up and say whatever's in your mind?
Oh, it is very... just keeping things bottled up for however long. I mean, in my case, it was pretty much several months. And I was literally getting to the point where I would rather think about jumping off a cliff or... on my way into work, driving the car straight to the back of a truck or something, just to... I literally lost all feeling. I mean, I still loved kind of my family, my wife, and I still wanted to be there for them, but at the same time, I was just lost.
This all happened, Matthew, just over a year ago. Has it changed your attitude on having children? Are you and your wife trying again? Have you tried again since?
Well, we have, yes. We've currently got our second daughter, Trinity, and again, we had an awful lot more kind of follow-up appointments with that pregnancy due to what happened with Serenity, our first daughter. Our Trinity actually has a heart condition, so she actually has pulmonary atresia, which is basically no artery that goes to her lungs.
Matthew, I'm very conscious of the emotion of your story, and I'm very conscious that you've put a great deal out there into the public domain about your experience, and it's good that you have that opportunity to talk, and I think you're extremely brave as a man to tell that story as you've done this afternoon. You're going to be putting Best Foot Forward a week on Saturday. You're coming back to Northampton.
I am, yes. I mean, my mother and sister still live in Northampton, so I visit quite regularly anyway. But yeah, I mean, having kind of found out that sort of the founder of Daddies with Angels actually lives in Northampton, I actually went to the same school I did.
Really?
So the Northampton School for Boys, yes.
Have you met him yet?
I haven't actually met him in person, no, not yet, which is something which will actually be happening on the day of the run, I believe.
Which is the 11th of July. The idea for Daddies with Angels as a charity is to not only spread the word about what it does through social media, through Facebook, but also, of course, to be able to raise funds for the organisation. You're going to be racing or running 5 kilometres on the 11th. How do people support you and obviously support the charity, which clearly does so much for people behind closed doors, as it were, so that they can gain strength by sharing their stories?
Well, I mean, for the actual run itself, I mean, it's just going to be twice to that friend Addington Park. So, yeah, ultimately, we'd like to have as many supporters there as possible, which would be absolutely great, just to kind of cheer us on. Because it's not just going to be me, there's potentially going to be quite a few others sort of coming as well. And
do you have a fundraising site that people can have a look at?
We do, yeah. So at the moment it's on GoFundMe. So it's GoFundMe.com/DWA-5K-2015.
Let me do that again. www.gofundme.com/DWA-5K-2015. And what time will you start running, Matthew?
I'm looking to set off at about 12 o'clock, sort of midday. I'm hoping it won't take me too long. I'm quite liking the idea of getting to the end and being able to celebrate, sort of not just raising that awareness, but also sort of just being able to be with the other people that, I mean, like you say, Paul, the Daddies with Angels founder, and I've never met him before. It'd be really good to actually spend some time with all these other people that are actually part of all these groups.
Matthew, thank you so much for telling your story this afternoon. Good luck for Saturday the 11th of July. I hope you raise an absolute boatload of money for Daddies with Angels, and all the very best for the future as well.
Cheers.
Matthew McAtamany Greenwood talking about the stillborn birth of his daughter in April of 2014. Fascinating. You might have heard him say that they have their second daughter called Trinity. Perhaps 2 lives, as a result, being lived in one. Who's to say?